You think you know your Land Rover, but most of what really keeps one of these vehicles alive happens behind the workshop door, in the resets, adaptations, and shortcuts no dealer ever bothers to teach you. These are 20 so-called illegal Land Rover tricks that mechanics use every single day and almost never share. The kind that quietly save you money, unlock capability your vehicle already has, and protect parts worth thousands of dollars. None of them are actually against the law, they are just the moves the service counter is praying you never figure out. Stay to the end, because number 1 is the single trick that can replace half of your dealer visits all by itself. Let us count them down. Number 20. Keep the battery topped up while it sits and keep it awake. The Land Rover 12-volt battery is famous for draining when the vehicle is parked, because even switched off, the alarm, the keyless system, and a small army of control modules keep sipping power. The trick mechanics use is to put a proper maintainer on it whenever the car sits for more than a few days. But here's the part nobody tells you. On many models, the accessory socket dies the moment the car locks and goes to sleep, which silently kills the charger. Connect the maintainer straight to the battery terminals or a permanent live point instead, and on some models, start the engine first so the modules settle. Do that, and the battery is still full whenever you come back, instead of flat with half the electronics throwing tantrums. Number 19. Test the charge system before you condemn the battery. When a Land Rover throws a wall of warning lights or will not crank, owners assume the worst and start replacing expensive parts, when half the time it is simply a tired or undercharged battery dragging the whole electrical system down. These vehicles are famously sensitive to low voltage, and a weak battery alone can trigger a dozen unrelated faults at once. The mechanic's habit is to test first, checking the battery voltage with the engine off and running and looking for a parasitic drain overnight. Clean the terminals, confirm the battery is actually holding charge and the alternator is feeding it, and you will often make a page of terrifying warning messages simply vanish for the price of nothing. Number 18. Respect the oil specification and the interval. This is the one that quietly kills these engines. Your Land Rover was designed around a specific oil grade and approval printed in the handbook, and the turbocharged Ingenium and supercharged engines are unforgiving of the wrong oil or a stretched interval. The relaxed service numbers in the book assume gentle use, while short trips, towing, low-range work, and heat all count as severe service that wants the oil changed sooner. Mechanics run the correct approved oil and change it well ahead of the book, because on a timing chain engine, clean oil of the right specification is exactly what keeps that chain and its tensioner alive. Match the spec, shorten the interval, and you sidestep one of the most expensive failures these engines suffer. Number 17. Reset the tire pressure system and run the pressures the vehicle actually wants. When you adjust your pressures or rotate the wheels, the monitoring system has to be brought back into line, and the dealer will happily charge you to press a few buttons you could press yourself through the touchscreen. While you are there, know that the placard often lists more than one pressure, a comfort figure for normal running and a higher one for full loads, towing, or sustained high speed, and that running the wrong one quietly ruins your ride and your tire wear. Always set them stone cold, because a warm tire reads several points high and tricks you into running soft, which matters even more on a heavy vehicle. Set the right cold pressures, reset the system, and the warning light stays off for good. Number 16. Only ever jack and lift the vehicle on the proper points. This is the trick that separates a mechanic from an expensive mistake. Your Land Rover has specific reinforced jacking and lift points, and the rest of the underside is a delicate landscape of covers, air suspension lines, and pinch welds that a careless trolley jack will crush in a heartbeat. Professionals use the correct pads and adapters that slot onto those exact points and spread the load without denting the sill or puncturing a panel. Lift the vehicle on the wrong spot, especially near an airline or a plastic undertray, and you can turn a simple wheel change into real structural or suspension damage. Learn where your points are, use the right pad every time, and you will never crease a sill or hole a floor. A crushed sill or a punctured airline is not a cosmetic problem either. It is structural or a suspension repair, and on these vehicles that runs into serious money. The cheap pad in your boot is the difference between a clean wheel change and an expensive lesson. Number 15. Find the hidden tow eye before you ever need it. Your Land Rover does not have a fixed tow hook hanging off the bumper. Instead, there is a threaded socket behind a small pop-out panel in the front or rear bumper, and a matching screw-in eye that lives in the load area with the toolkit. The trick mechanics know, and most owners discover at the worst possible moment, is exactly where that little cover is and which way the thread turns, because it is reverse-threaded on a surprising number of models. Stranded off the trail or on the hard shoulder with a recovery driver waiting is not the time to be learning this. Spend 2 minutes today finding the cover, the eye, and the thread direction, and a stressful recovery becomes a 30-second job. Number 14. Get into the vehicle when the key fob battery is dead. Sooner or later, that little fob battery dies, the car will not respond to the button, and owners panic. Mechanics never do because they know two things. First, there is a mechanical key blade hidden inside the fob, released by a small catch, and it fits a lock concealed behind a cap on the driver's door handle. Second, once inside, you can still start the vehicle by holding the fob against the marked spot on the column or the start button so the car reads its chip directly, even with a dead battery. It is worth practicing both moves once, calmly, in your own driveway, so the muscle memory is there on the day it matters. Do it in the dry and the daylight now, and you will not be fumbling in the rain at a trailhead later. Knowing them turns a dead fob from a tow truck call into a minor inconvenience. Number 13. Know your jump points and emergency releases. If the battery goes completely flat, you need to know exactly where to feed in power and how to reach whatever is now locked shut. Mechanics know that Land Rover provides dedicated jump terminals under the hood, a positive post and a proper ground, precisely so you never clamp onto a battery buried in the boot or under a seat, and that using those points protects the sensitive electronics from a voltage spike. They also know where the manual overrides live for a boot or a filler flap that will not open on a dead vehicle. Learn where your model hides its jump terminals and its overrides, and a flat battery on a cold morning becomes a 5-minute fix instead of a helpless wait. Number 12. Register a new battery to the vehicle, or watch it die early. This is the expensive mistake mechanics see again and again. On a modern Land Rover, the charging system tracks the battery's age and condition and adjusts how hard it charges. Fit a brand new battery without telling the car, and it keeps charging as if the old tired battery were still fitted, which slowly cooks the new one and can throw the whole energy management system into confusion. The trick the dealer would rather you not know is that the new battery must be registered or coded to the vehicle, and a capable independent scan tool can often do it in seconds. Swap a battery without that step and you may be buying another one and chasing phantom electrical faults far sooner than you should. The car simply has no other way to know a fresh battery has gone in, so it keeps running the old, aggressive charging profile that slowly boils the new one. Number 11. Put the parking brake into service mode before you touch the rear brakes. The electronic parking brake is brilliant until you try to change your own rear pads, because a little motor holds the caliper closed and fighting it will wreck the mechanism. The professional move is to put the brake into service mode first, which retracts it and lets you work safely either through a scan tool in a few clicks or, on some models, by winding the piston back the correct way with the proper tool. Skip this step and force the piston and you can destroy a part that costs far more than the pads you were trying to save money on. A few seconds in service mode turns an expensive disaster into a simple afternoon job. If you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Relearn the idle and throttle after disconnecting the battery. Here's something almost no owner is told. When you disconnect the battery or clean the throttle body, the engine loses the fine adaptation values it has built up over thousands of miles, and until it relearns them, the car can idle rough, hesitate, or feel slightly off. Mechanics know to let the vehicle complete its relearn, either by triggering the adaptation with a scan tool or by letting it idle and then driving it gently through a range of conditions so the computer can recalibrate. Owners who do not know this often panic that they have broken something, when the car simply needs to be taught its own engine again. Give it that chance and the roughness disappears on its own. Number 9. Bleed the cooling system properly because these engines trap air. The cooling systems on these vehicles are notorious for trapping pockets of air, and a bubble where coolant should be will cause mysterious overheating, weak cabin heat, and in the worst case, real engine damage, even when the reservoir looks full. The trick mechanics use is to follow the correct bleeding procedure for the model, using the bleed points and, on many, running the car's own electric coolant pump through a scan tool to chase the last bubble out rather than just topping up and hoping. An owner who simply pours coolant in and screws the cap back on can leave a dangerous airlock behind. Bleed it the right way with the correct coolant and the temperature gauge sits rock steady where it should. Number 8. Clear the hidden drain tubes before water reaches your electronics. This is the cheap habit that prevents a catastrophic bill. Sunroofs, the cowl area, and body drains all carry rainwater away through narrow tubes, and over time those tubes clog with leaves and grime. When they block, the water has nowhere to go but inside, where it pools in the footwells and soaks control modules that increasingly live down low, turning a 5-minute cleaning job into a 4-figure electrical nightmare. And on these vehicles, electrical gremlins are exactly what you want to avoid. Mechanics routinely clear those drains with a gentle blast of air or a soft line. Find your drain points, keep them clear a couple of times a year, and you protect some of the most expensive and water-sensitive parts in the whole vehicle for nothing. Number 7. Give a direct injection engine an occasional spirited warm-up. Many modern Land Rover engines use direct injection, which over time bakes carbon onto the intake valves and can dull throttle response and economy. One trick experienced mechanics swear by is the so-called Italian tune-up, which simply means that every so often, once the engine is fully warm and where it is safe and legal to do so, you take it through the rev range with purpose rather than always babying it. Running the engine hard occasionally helps keep the whole system, from the combustion chambers to the exhaust, working as designed, because an engine driven like a delicate antique actually ages worse, not better. It is no substitute for a proper intake clean once heavy carbon has built up, but used sensibly and within the law, a spirited warm-up is medicine, not abuse. Number 6. Complete your diesel's regeneration instead of killing it. If you run one of the diesels, the particulate filter periodically burns itself clean in a cycle called regeneration, and it needs a decent stretch of higher speed driving to finish. Choke it with nothing but short, cold trips and the filter clogs, the warning lights cascade, and you are staring at a genuinely expensive repair. The trick is simply to recognize when a regeneration is running and give the vehicle the sustained drive it is asking for, and to keep the additive and exhaust fluid tanks topped up yourself rather than paying the counter to pour in a jug. I am keeping this strictly to proper maintenance because gutting the emission system is both illegal and a fast track to a ruined engine, and that is the opposite of a trick. Number 5. Feed it the fuel it was actually built for. On the supercharged and turbocharged petrol engines especially, it is tempting to save a few cents with a cheaper, lower grade of fuel, but that is a false economy. Land Rover's petrol engines are designed around premium fuel, and when the engine senses a lower grade beginning to knock, the knock sensors quietly pull back the ignition timing to protect it, so you lose power and economy without ever seeing a warning. Mechanics will tell you the grade printed on the fuel flap is not a suggestion but a requirement for the performance and longevity you paid for. The small premium at the pump buys back the power the engine was engineered to make and protects it while it does, so use the fuel the badge asks for every time. Number 4. Look after the air suspension because it is not maintenance-free. If your Land Rover rides on air suspension, this is the system that most defines the ownership experience, and the dealer treats every part of it as a small fortune. The trick mechanics live by is to catch trouble early, because a vehicle that sags overnight, rises slowly, or throws a suspension fault is usually warning you about a failing compressor, a leaking air spring, or a tired valve block long before it drops onto its bump stops. Listen for the compressor running too long. Watch for a corner sitting low in the morning and address it while it is one part rather than a chain reaction. Catch it early, keep the system healthy, and you protect the single most expensive comfort system on the whole vehicle. Number 3. Prepare the vehicle properly whenever it sits. A Land Rover that is driven rarely or stored over winter needs more than a closed garage door. The mechanic's storage routine is a quiet checklist. Put the battery on a proper maintainer wired to last. Set the tire pressures a little higher to fend off flat spots. Top the tank and add a fuel stabilizer so the fuel does not go stale, and leave it on level ground rather than clamping the parking brake for months where it can seize. On an air-sprung car, know that it may settle as it sits, which is normal, and let it level itself on startup before you move off. Skip these steps and you return to a flat battery, flat-spotted tires, and a page of faults. 20 minutes of preparation and the vehicle wakes up exactly as you left it. Number 2. Build a relationship with a proper independent Land Rover specialist. The dealer is not your only option, and treating it as one is the most expensive habit of all. A good independent specialist runs the same diagnostic equipment, is often staffed by former dealer technicians, and charges far less per hour for identical work. The trick the dealer will never share is that a specialist will happily explain what actually needs doing and what does not, instead of selling you the full menu, and they tend to know each model's weak spots inside out. And using one does not void your warranty, because as long as the service schedule is followed and the correct parts are used, the manufacturer cannot deny coverage simply for going elsewhere. Find one with a strong reputation in the owner community, keep every receipt for your service history, and you protect both your wallet and the vehicle's value for as long as you own it. Number 1. Own a Land Rover capable scan tool, the single trick that unlocks all the others. If you take only one thing from this list, make it this. A capable Land Rover-focused diagnostic tool, the kind enthusiasts have relied on for years, plugs into the port under the dash and turns a long list of dealer-only procedures into 5-minute jobs you do in your own driveway. It reads and clears the fault codes the dealer charges a small fortune just to look at, resets the service reminder, registers a new battery, triggers the brake service mode, and the throttle relearn we talked about, calibrates the suspension, and on many models even lets you unlock features the car already has. On these vehicles, where a single low battery can light up half the dash, being able to read what is actually happening is worth its weight in gold. It pays for itself the very first time you use it instead of booking an appointment, and it hands you the knowledge that every other trick on this list depends on. A quick search of the owner forums for your exact model turns up a guide for almost any procedure you would ever want to run. One tool, and you finally understand your own Land Rover the way the mechanics do. Now you have it. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.